Okay, so today is part two. Today is part two of the class. Okay, so we have a subtopic here. Direction flows from identity. Okay, so yesterday we started telling us that the attitude is the way you think and feel about yourself, and when attitude is right, fact don't matters. And that's beside the fact that not all true are true. That's what we started talking, but all truth are true. Of course, it's true that nobody can walk on water, but it's truth Christ did. It's true lion will eat Daniel, but it's truth he did not eat Daniel. It's true fire will burn shelter, but it did not burn them. So the fact that you are looking at truth doesn't mean that you are looking at fact or what we call true. Okay, and we started telling us that this is your big eyeballs, your nose, your mouth. So as you begin to focus on things that every fact, everything that happening has positive and negative. So if you focus on, as you focus, it's going to create a belief. And if you focus on positive about your life, as you put your eyes on them, you're going to create a belief called faith. So faith is simply a positive belief. You focus on a negative belief as you're looking at it, you're going to create another faith called doubt. So doubt is a negative belief. So this is your heart. So whatever you focus on the faith, you're going to create something in your heart. That you get that is called expectation. Expectation of a positive, outcome called anticipation. Expectation of a favorable outcome, a favorable or desirable outcome. So your desirable outcome called anticipation, called anticipation. You begin to anticipate. When somebody is anticipating, it's because he or she was focusing on positive, but they are focusing on negative. You don't also create something in your heart called expectation of a negative outcome. Expectation of unfavorable outcome. You begin to use your mind and undesirable outcome, the things you don't desire, and undesirable outcomes and results called anxiety. Anxiety or worry, you begin to worry. Anxiety is different from fear. Fear is simply a present danger. You are seeing a present danger. So that is fear, like snake fire. So the reason why people anticipate is because of the positive outcome. The reason why people have anxiety is because of negative outcome. So, and the most important thing is that without faith, it's impossible to please God. So without you not focusing on the person of your life, you cannot please God. So, and faith is the reason why people succeed, and faith is the reason why people will fail. If you keep focusing on negative things, that the Bible says, count your blessings, not count your loss. You're going to be, if all this thing happens in the mind. This is a mind work. Belief is in the mind. And belief simply means accepting as true. So not accepting as true. So once you accept something that I said, do you believe you want to be a millionaire? You say, yes, I believe. You don't need knowledge. So we discussed so much yesterday. In fact, we gave a note and we said many people are walking into this new year, dragging their old years, mistake, last year, regret, last year, disappointment into this present life, and they don't want to let the past be in the past. And this is the reason why you cannot, this thing steals your dreams, steal your life, drains your energy, cloud your vision. Don't allow your negative mindset last year to become, to affect your destiny, to affect the purpose, and affect your contribution to the world, to make the world a better place. So, are you willing to let your past define your future? Are you willing to let your failure dictate your next chapter? So, if you're not willing to let it, so I think you just leave the negative things, because your life does not change until you change your mind about the things you focus on. So, and the things happens because when we discuss identity, we mentioned 4 things or 3 things yesterday: your self concept, your self image, your self, of course, esteem. So we discussed that this constitutes your sum total of what we call identity. So you have the power over your mind and not outside events. So fear is a big liar. Fear is a thief. It steals your potential, paralyze your actions. That's why you need the courage of faith. Definitely to focus on the things you want. Leave the things you don't want. Just ignore them. Tell not ignore. So ignore them. So success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It's the courage to control the account. That was from Winston Churchill. So we discussed so much and talk about the habit of blame. That's because when you focus on negative, you begin to blame external factors which destroy your potentials than failure. If I only had resources, you only had different relationship, different support, I would have done better. You begin to complain about things that doesn't move the needle in your favor. So yesterday we ended the class by talking about your destiny is not dependent on the approval of others. So, and I think that is we did a good job yesterday. I missed the last statement I mentioned. I read yesterday. Who can help me with the last statement I read yesterday? If I were to note, let me know where I picked at. Okay, the habit of blame. I've destroyed more potential than failed us. Okay. I think we are there. So your purpose is not limited by the circumstances, of course, that is happening around you. It's limited by the way you take the ownership of your life to intentional and deliberately focus on the positive things you want to happen to us. So I would like us to write this down as we try to put up this class. We are trying to make sure that you have a right identity that will help you in your direction of your fulfilling your purpose in life and achieving your dreams and goals this year. So write on your note, very important. Taking ownership of your thinking is not arrogant, it is a responsibility. So write it down. Taking ownership of what is happening in your mind, whatever is happening in your mind, by focusing, of course, it's not arrogance, it is a responsibility. So taking the ownership, being in control. Of course, ownership mentality of what is happening in your mind is not arrogance. It is called responsibility. It is responsibility. So taking ownership to say, this year, I only watch what I want. I only watch the positive things I want. I would want to focus on things I don't want. But whatever you focus on expands. So taking ownership of your thinking is not arrogance, but what? It is a responsibility. So the power to shape your life exists first in your mind. The life is not against you. Life is neutral, subject to the definition your mind give it. So write down your note, very important. Life is not against anyone. Life is neutral, subject to a definition we give it. Life is neutral, subject to a definition we give it. Life is not against anyone. Life is neutral, subject to a definition we give it. So you say life is good, life will be good. You say life is hard, life will be hard. And the good thing is this: whatever you believe in your mind. Remember, the Bible says something, say that out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth do what? Speak it. And I told you that the words of your mouth controls your body. The picture of your mind controls your, of course, the picture you have in your mind controls your mind. So basically, once you say something with your mouth, it affects your whole body. And that's how powerful it is, because one of the strongest nerve that changes circumstances in life is the word of our mouth. I'll give you some example. Are you ready to take this example today? Yes or yes? Okay, so we are going to count 1 to 10 in our mind. When I say count, you count. You just count 1, 2, 3, 4, like that to 10. And when I said, anything I ask you to do, when you're counting that in your mind, you don't have to say it out. Anything I ask you to do, you will not say it out. You see what will happen in your life. That will show you the power of the words you say about yourself. Let's do it together. In your mind, you have to count 1 to 10 now. 1 together, go. In your mind, no. Stop. What is your name? I say whenever I ask you to do something, you will stop counting and say it. Your mouth. What I ask you, if I ask you what's the color of your shoe, you ask what the color of your Bible, anything I ask you, you have to stop counting and you have to say you have to give me the answer the question I'm going to ask you. So we have to start again. So you have to do with me again. 1 together, go. In your mind, no, count 1 to 10. What is your name? Okay. Have you seen what happened? Immediately you just say your name, you stop counting your mind. That means once you say something, everything of your body shut down. So you cannot be counting your mind and be saying your name. Have you noticed that when I ask you your name, you stop the counting, and because you have to give me the answer? Yes or yes? Yes. You could not count again. That is so that even if you tell yourself, I'm weak with your mouth, very soon that's your word send signal to all the nerves in your body, and so you become weak. And you say, I'm strong. That's your word. I'm rich and a millionaire. So your words actually stops. Whenever you say something, it stops everything. Your body stops working because you are saying something. Even if whatever you're thinking in your mind, it stops immediately because you are saying something. So definitely, because if you keep focusing on positive things and say positive things, your body becomes to be positive. If you focus on negative things and say negative things, your body will be negative. So it's not about life is hard or life is not hard. But what are you focusing on? What are you seeing? What are you believing? What are you saying? That is the thing. And I told you something. That the Bible says that each of you that wisdom should ask of him that gives sparingly, but he should not act with a double mind, because a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. He will never receive anything from the Lord. Not anything. You cannot receive. So the reason why what pleases God, what gives God pleasure is that you're focusing on positive things about your life. That's why we say count your blessings, name them one by one, not your problems. Because you cannot define yourself based on what you're passing through, based on your bank account, based on the challenges you are facing, based on circumstances you don't like. So you have to define yourself based on the things that you want. Define, because once you begin to focus on positive, you begin to anticipate, you begin to expect a favorable, a desirable outcome. But you don't begin to, you use your mind and start counting your faults, counting your mistakes, counting your wrong. And the thing is that you're dragging your past into, see all the past as a lesson, tell a lesson. Learn from them and move on. Pick the lessons and move on. So it's very important you take ownership of your thinking, which is your responsibility. But life is not against you. Life is neutral, subject to the different. I keep telling you that money takes the form of the person that handles the money. Money is neutral. Money is neither good or bad. Money in the hands of a good man is good. Money in the hands of a bad man is bad. So identity define your direction. Very important. Write this one. Very important. Don't let your mind enslave you with fear, regret, and blame. Don't let your mind this year. Don't focus on this. But if you focus, it's going to enslave you. Don't let your mind enslave you this year with fear, regret, and blame. Don't let your mind enslave you. Don't let your mind refuse it now. My mind can never enslave me again. I'm liberated. I'm emancipated. I'm success. I'm a millionaire. I'm healthy. I'm strong. Begin to say good things because the words of your mouth affect your body. Once you say it, your body shut down. Your body is waiting for the response. So don't let your mind enslave you with fear, regret, and blame. You know, I like the way the Bible puts it. I said, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of sound mind. Turn of sound mind. Fear does not exist. It's just a negative thought in your mind. So stop looking at negative things in your life because that's how fear comes. So that's where also anxiety, that's all these things you see affect your mind. So when you are honest to release the negative thought and never to entertain negative thoughts, you begin to experience an abundance life. So you cannot tell a man to change his behavior or change his habits when you are not faced change his belief system because beliefs controls behavior. So not beliefs controls behavior. Whatever man believes is going to happen is, and for example, if this guy is believing, he's looking at positive things, he's going to create belief, of course, and that's because faith. Now that anticipation do something in his hand. Turn your hands. All the anticipation do something in your hand. It gives you also the power to take action. Your power to take action. So anybody that acts is because he's anticipating. But anybody that have anxiety, he also give him something in his hand called powerlessness to procrastinate. What else is called? Powerlessness to procrastinate. Powerlessness to procrastinate. So procrastination doesn't come by just, so if people are going to say, I'm going to do it tomorrow. You need to shift today's task to another day. So whenever somebody is having anxiety, worry, you say you will lose power to take the action. But if somebody you're anticipating, I'm going to go to millionaire school, I'm going to make money, I'm going to make impact, I'm going to contribute. You see the person stand up and take action because your body responds to the things you think, the things you say. So if you begin to see negative things, your life will become negative. If you positive things, your life will be positive. So God will give you life and death. Now you carry and choose them. That keeps a man's capacity to learn is God's gift to man. But man's willingness to learn is a man's choice. So it's your decision. It's your choice. You have to make that decision and say, I will stand up today. I will make things happen. So write something very important. Please, if you've not written anything today, write this one thing. I ask you to write because as you're writing, transformation is taking place. If you don't participate in your transformational journey, you cannot be transformed, you reform. So write it down, very important. Don't entertain negative thoughts that limits you. Don't entertain negative thought that limits you. Don't entertain negative thought that limits you, that tells you that you're not good enough. Don't entertain negative thought that limits you, that tells you you're not good enough. Don't entertain any negative thought that limits you and tells you that you're not good enough. You know, some of the reason why I'm not achieving that is like something just feel I'm not good enough, I'm not too handsome, I'm not too tall, I'm not too short, I'm too this, I'm too that. You're beginning to look at, no, don't entertain negative thought that limits you, that tells you you're not good enough. Tell them I'm good enough. Tell them I'm a success. Say I'm a millionaire. Tell them I'm a millionaire creator. This year you'll not just be a millionaire, you're going to create a millionaire. You're going to find 5 people, 6 people. You're going to find 6 people, you're going to find somebody. Say, this year, 6 of you, I'll help you make 1 millionaire. Bring strategy. Share your ideas with them, share your thoughts with them. Human beings are vectors, carriers of thought. So you're not just going to be a millionaire. Right on your very important. Ownership means accepting that your mind is the soil and your thoughts are the seeds. Ownership means accepting that your mind is the soil and your thoughts are the seeds. Ownership means accepting that your mind is the soil and your thoughts are the seeds. Ownership means accepting the fact that your mind is the soil and your thoughts are the seeds. So plant it intentionally. So your mind is the soil, your thoughts are the seeds. So plant the things you want. So don't plant fear, please. Don't plant scarcity. Don't plant resentment. And if you plant it, don't expect abundance of peace, joy, and fulfillment. So plant courage, plant vision, plant hope, because your harvest is inevitable. Surely you will harvest something. So ownership means accepting that your mind is the soil and your thoughts are the seed. Full stop. If you plant fear, scarcity, resentment, do not expect abundance, peace, and fulfillment. So if you plant it, so why not plant courage, plant ownership, plant vision, plant hope, because harvest is inevitable. Harvest must surely come. Because most of the times, why some of us seems to be doing well than some people, not because our God is bigger or is different, or because we are from a good background. No, it's because we have sat down to tell ourselves, we will just act as if we don't have challenges. We act as if everything is working for us. And know what happened? As we need to focus on it, we need to work for you. Remember the story of the Bible where Moses carried one snake and say, if you look at that snake, you will be saved. And some people get mine. Say, we not go look at that, and they die eventually. So why not just raise up and look at the things you want? Why not just, I told you this day, not be everybody can answer. Some people don't deserve your time. Some people don't deserve your energy. Anybody that doesn't improve your life, whatever is going to share with you, doesn't put money in your pocket, doesn't make you a better person, doesn't take you to heaven, tell the person I'm busy. Tell them I am busy. Don't give attention, because some people are draining your energy, they distract you, they make you lose focus because they like to gossip and backbite. And don't ever be a party of people that want to go and gossip to you about your father, your pastor, your bishop, leave them alone. Just avoid them. Avoid them. Many of us don't be a part of it, because some people just they are going nowhere. They are just looking for who they will waste their time with, because they failed in life. They are looking for other people to make them fail with them. So don't give them attention. That's why I said develop a daily routine. Have a routine, because a rich and wealthy man has a routine. They no routine. Only poor men don't have routine. That's why they perambulate, they congregate. Poor men congregate, wealthy men assemble. Tell you, poor men congregate, wealthy men assemble. What the difference? Congregation that you are not invited. Assembly means you are invited. House of assembly, state house, federal house, senate. If you are not invited, you are not going to be there. Like this the assembly. If we didn't invite you, you will not come. That's why our signage is not everywhere. We have to invite you to come here. Congregation means that you are not invited. Wedding, party, burial. Person just a perambulate. See people gather, go enter. That's congregation. Congregation. If your church do not invite them, you just pass. People they gather, enter. That's called congregation. What do I call it? Congregation. So you don't need. So you have to be invited. If you don't invite, you are not needed. Right or not very important. This you must succeed whether you like it or not. Either success or success. Either you make the money or you make the money. No other way. Either we excel or we excel. Either we prosper or we prosper. No sickness, no darkness. We need to give them time. Darkness is not going to find way in our life, because when light shines, darkness cannot comprehend. Yes or yes? Write it down, very, very important. You are responsible for the quality of your thinking. We have to repeat it 1,000 times. Write it 1,000 times. I am responsible for the quality of my thinking, which directs my focus and give me authority to make decisions. I am responsible for the quality of my thinking. Personalize it. I am responsible for the quality of my thinking, which is that gives me direction and authority to make decisions. I'm responsible for the quality of my thinking, which gives me direction and authority to make decisions, because the quality of your thinking, the quality of the people you associate with, the quality of your conversations, and the quality of conversations determine the quality of your life. If you don't think and associate with right people, you are focusing on negative, you'll be paralyzed, you'll be demoralized and derailed. So I am responsible for the quality of my thinking and the direction of my focus, and they give me the power and authority to make decisions in life. So you have to live by design. That's why our theme for the year is living by design. Sit down, design your life, and live by design. Because if you don't live by design, you fall into someone that designs his life. I tell you, if you don't take risks, you cannot be famous. Because risk takers are history makers, and action takers are money makers. So you have to take risks to make decisions for your life. And that will help you make decisions, the quality of your thinking. So why is it difficult for some people not to make decisions? It's because they lack the content of character, they lack the content of information, knowledge that will help them make decisions. Because they say, I don't know, I'll think about it. Why are you thinking about it? You have the direction. You know you are going to Lagos, and you're looking for a vehicle that will take you to Lagos. So everybody come and say, let's go to Calabar, let's go to River State. You say, I'm going to Lagos. Either you're going to use keke, use your leg, use bicycle, use keke, use AKC, use Range Rover, use flight. You are going to Lagos. You know you are going to Lagos. But if you don't know where you're going to, everything looks like where you're going to. So it becomes difficult for people to make their decisions. Because I was saying the other day that indecision is a decision. Say no, indecision is a decision. So you do not decide, that means you've decided already. So you have to decide on the things that empowers you this year. So living by design mindset is a mindset that not just a survival, but position you to strive. Write it down, very important. The difference between living by accident and living by design. The difference between living by accident and living by design. The difference between living by accident and living by design is determined by your capacity to create your tomorrow. The difference between living by accident and by living by design is determined by the capacity to create your tomorrow. So that capacity say, I want to create my tomorrow. I want to be the author and the architect of my success in life. Even between living by accident and live by design is your capacity to create your tomorrow. You know, you are starting everything in the part of learning. So why are you learning? So you can repeat the outcomes. Why are you learning? So you can transfer to someone else. The essence of wealth, the reason for wealth is to transfer. You're accumulating wealth, you don't have plan to transfer. Legacy, you don't have plan to do it. That means you are not creating succession. And without succession, success is not success without succession. So the difference between someone live by accident and someone live by design is our capacity to create our tomorrow. So people that just say, whatever the Lord said I will be, I will be. He Sarah, Sarah. No, not my life. That's why God give us the power to create wealth. So I have the power to create wealth. No be the major kind of power, no be in the Boski. In the Boski power. When you see the guy song, when you sing with, is it flavor? My brother, you go laugh tire. Like those of men, they get power truly. They get one power in called the power of mention the power now. You know the major in the Boski Kaba. So they get power in my use. I want to go meet and collect some powers. I got the power. I said, no, well, I want to see the power. So the power of your destiny begins in your mind. And it's very important because taking responsibility now to live the life you want is very important. Obstacles will always come. Life will place barriers on your path. Challenges will appear sometimes seemingly unsurmountable. But I want you to understand that whatever stands in your way doesn't have to determine where you are going to. So you have the power to overcome them and see life like a lessons, because if you like lessons, all the things blocking your way will not be limiting you. So begin to see reasons not to quit. Because if you see reasons to complain, give up, my brother, they will surely give up, because people begin to look at negative things. I've been saying something recently that you cannot see what you are not looking for. I've been doing this like a third or fourth time I'm doing this. If I ask you to check the table today, ask how many blue marker on the table. I have one blue marker, and you'll be looking at the table. You see one blue marker, making it one blue marker on the table. If I ask you to check how many purple things on the table, you are not looking for purple. You will not see purple. If you begin to look for purple, you see into two things are purple on this table. If I ask you, okay, how many black items on the table? Because you're not looking at black things, you will not see. So you only see the things you look for. So you need to look for positive things in your life. That's what you will see in your business, in your investment, in your environment, in every society. See, there's abundance everywhere. It's an abundance. There are opportunities everywhere. We don't have the life of limitation, only limitation in the mind. So when you don't look for something, you will not see it. You don't look for fault in your husband, your wife, your spouse, you will not see it. So stop looking for the things you don't want to see. Focus on the things you want to see. Turn on focus. So very important, because this is going to affect you. Write it down. Without vision, barriers looks permanent. With vision, without vision, barriers look permanent. And setbacks feels like final judgment. Without vision, barriers looks permanent, setbacks feels like final judgment. So without you not focusing on the things you want, creating a positive vision, direction, goals. So barriers looks permanent and setbacks feels like final judgment. I told you that every setback is a set up for a step up. So every setback is a set up for a step up. So for you to define every setback as step up for a step up, you're going to do a lot of things, because you're going to count everything positive. This is a challenge. Whatever you are looking at matters a lot. Whatever you are focusing your attention matters a lot. So as an entrepreneur, the challenge of an entrepreneur is different from the marketplace. Rejection, of course, criticism, people that will not see good in you, people that will make sure, and your daily routine will not be a reality, because they'll make sure they become a sabotage on your way. They drop a stumbling block, barriers on your way. So, but when I have a positive vision for your life, every barrier looks permanent, and setbacks feels like final judgment. But with vision, it allows you to see invisible and perceive possibility where others cannot imagine. Write it down. But with vision, you see, you see invisible and perceive possibilities that others cannot imagine. So the reason why most of us are not seeing problems is because the things that we paint about ourselves is so big that those things are not relevant. So with vision, you see invisible and perceive possibilities that others cannot imagine. You read a book called Secrets of the Millionaires' Mind, which says that poor people problems always bigger than them, but the wealthy man challenges and problems look smaller than them. Why it looks small is because we are not seeing them. They are not relevant, so they are not important. So Urban Instinct says something. It says imagination is more important than thinking. It's more important than knowledge. So imagination. So whatever you're sitting down to imagine in your mind, you're going to create a belief, either positive or negative. And that belief is more important than everything. It's more important information, because that will affect your body. It's going to affect your body. And once it affects your body, there's nothing anybody can do, because you cannot teach a man who doesn't want to learn. A man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. Write it down. When you combine your imagination with your purpose, when you combine your imagination with your purpose, you create the power to overcome every obstacles. When you combine your imagination with your purpose, where you are going to, and so the purpose is three things. Of course, create, connect, and contribute. When you combine your imagination with your purpose, of course, you create a power to overcome every obstacles. So I always define a purpose for those that are just joining us for the first time. I didn't want to clean this, but I have to clean this, so I can just write something for you small here. So you can just go home with this thing now. If somebody asks you what's your purpose in life, tell them my purpose is to create something positive. Create them and then connect. Then or connect. Then or contribute. All of us have the power to create, connect, and contribute. And if you don't do this thing now, you will not be fulfilled. So you create, connect, and all can create. So creating happens in the mind. It means the imagination, arrangement of a positive thought in a sequence, positive things, the things you want in a sequential arrangement of events to create the outcome. So you use your mind to create. You use your hand to produce. You create with your mind, you produce in your hand. That means things are created twice. Whatever your mind cannot conceive, your hand cannot produce. So if you combine your thinking with the things you want to do, okay, you will be able to overcome every obstacles, everything that stands your way. But every obstacle becomes a stepping stone for you. So learn to see beyond what is it, all the negative things in front of you. Because if you don't see that, I want you to ask yourself this question. Are you seeing problems or difficulty, or are you seeing opportunity and destiny? Which one are you seeing? Opportunity and destiny. So just leave this one, see opportunity and destiny. Because that's the direction your life will go. So no matter how difficult, people seem to define themselves based on what they're passing through. Don't you know? Life is hard. I need money to pay my children's school fees. I need money to buy shoes, buy car, buy phone, buy Android phone. Buy iPhone. So don't define yourself based on the things that you don't have. Begin to define yourself the things that, because if you drag it today, it will steal your today's joy, and not just today's joy. It's going to affect your tomorrow result. As an entrepreneur, what you focus on matters a lot, because it's going to boost your courage. Courage. Okay, write it down. Most people are trapped because they cannot see beyond their immediate pain. Most people are trapped because they cannot see beyond their immediate pains. Most people are trapped because they cannot see beyond their immediate pain. They begin to define, I know it will pain you, because that's how life is. Life is always come with serious pain, but just don't pay attention with them. In fact, nobody that actually done something great in life that doesn't pass through the pain of discipline. So you must pass through. There are two pains: pain of discipline and pain of regret. You must pass through one of them. So most people are trapped because they cannot see beyond their immediate pain. And full stop. They are limited by what they feel. They are limited by what they feel, by what they experience, what is visible in their eyes. So you have to live beyond that. Most people are trapped because they cannot see beyond their immediate pain. Full stop. They are limited by what they feel, by what they experience, by what is visible to their own eyes. So, and even if you want to limit yourself to what your eyes can see, let you see only positive things. Begin to see positive things in Nigeria. There's so much money in Nigeria. There's so much things to be done in Nigeria. So many lives to be impacted in Nigeria. So many things to be created in Nigeria, in your environment, because God did not create you and put you in Nigeria by mistake. It was deliberately intentional plan of God that you be alive in this junction of human nature, so you can make your own contribution and impact to the nation. That's the endless expectation of God's creative work is waiting for your manifestation. You cannot manifest when you're not prepared, when you don't have knowledge. Because if you jump up without knowledge, you're going to create frustration. You're going to fall from top to bottom. So you must see beyond that. Destiny allows you to see ahead and requires you to have a vision, to see beyond your limitation, to see beyond every obstacle, to see greatness in you. So the danger of allowing, of course, fear or doubt is because it's going to limit you from God's plan and purpose for your life. So we use obstacles to see life as a lesson, a setback as a stepping stone, because obstacles are inevitable, and you defeat them is your optional to decide to defeat them by beginning to look at the positive things that will empower you. Don't allow your circumstances to dictate your decision. Vision requires you to be patient, to act consistently while the world doubt, why circumstances pressing, why progress is slow. But of course, you will have the courage to take the action. There's no limitations in life. It's only a mindset. And a mindset. So, and don't worry, I will tell you what to write, because I have a lot of notes. And if I go through all of them, you will not leave this class. And I want to finish. It's something I'm actually going to. I'm going to where I'm going to connect the dots. Why your self-concept? Because when I call identity, it's an identity. I need to clean this so I can put it up again for those that join us in the class. Whenever I mention the word identity, I mean three things. Identity simply means three things. It means number one, your self-concept. You know, self-concept.
Self-concept.
It means your self-concept. So that thing that's the way you think about yourself. Your self-concept. Number two, it means self-image. You know, self-image.
Self-image.
The way you see yourself. Number three, it means your self-esteem. What that is called?
Self-esteem.
Self-esteem. The way you estimate yourself, the way you estimate yourself, your self-worth. The other two determines the way you carry yourself, your values, the things value. So when a man say, I'm defining things based on my identity, it's going to affect the way the world will see you. Because the world will not see you beyond the way you see yourself. The world only value. And the world is even a mirror. Tell me, mirror. I talk about 4 mirrors in life. How many mirrors? One is a physical mirror. That one defines your physical body. One is a mirror of the people's opinion. Tell people's opinion. So don't see yourself based on people's opinion. One is which other mirror we have? One is the word of God, and the last one. The third one is what? Circumstances. So the mirror of circumstances. So don't define yourself based on. The last one is the mirror of the word of God. So instead of looking at every other mirror, look at the mirror of the word of God, because that one clearly defines who you are. That one defines your identity. That one defines your image, the way you see yourself, the way you think you carry yourself. So don't look at the only mirror you look at. Which of the mirror we look at? The mirror of the word of God. If you behold that mirror, you will transform into that image that you are seeing. Now you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are the light of the world. You are the salt of the earth. I am the light of the world. Why are you shy now? Tell me, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. That is how you define yourself. Now say, I'm a millionaire. Touch your sister, I'm a millionaire creator. So that's the way you be calling yourself. So don't call yourself negative things. Don't say we are poor. I told you last time, don't allow somebody to use you and do negative example. By telling you, for example, we are poor now. Don't agree. Hold the person, say change them. Tell not change them. But when you don't from, when you change them, I can use you to do that kind of example. It's called error. Tell not error. It's called rough play. What I call it? In a very rough play. Say, for example, we are poor now. For example, we are poor masses. That's wrong. That's a very rough play this year. No other person use you to do wrong example. Only say, for example, we are rich and wealthy. We are Dangote is our friend now. Adenuga, Bill Gates, name them. I know, use that kind of example. Say, Lord Knox, come visit me now, for example. And that kind of example one day here. Yes or yes? No example of poor people. Say, imagine that we are poor. You agree? I can give that kind of thing. That's a very rough place. So don't waste your time to focus on obstacle. Write it down or not. Don't waste your time to focus on obstacle. Rather, focus on your vision, focus on your strength, focus on positive things. Don't waste your time this year to focus on obstacle. Don't waste your time. So for you not to focus on obstacle, don't waste your time to focus on obstacle. Focus on your vision, focus on your strength, focus on the positive things that happen in your life. So don't waste your time. As an entrepreneur this year, don't waste your time. But that will steal your energy, sap your efforts. You have to resistance to positive change and improvement is one of the greatest barriers to fulfilling your destiny. So don't resist positive change. But when I ask you to live here and focus there, that is a very big change. A lot of people have been held in onto the anger, bitterness of the way somebody hurts them, somebody betray you, somebody lied against you, somebody sabotage you. Everything will be the thing pain you. Let it go. Tell me, let it go. Because that thing happened to you is from external factor. It's called offense. Tell offense. When you take the offense inside your heart, it's called bitterness. Tell not bitterness. And bitterness is punishing yourself for someone else's stupidity. Say no, bitterness is punishing yourself for someone else's stupidity. That's why people resist. They resist reading book, learning. See, learning is a royal habit. Tell not learning is a royal habit. Tell no, it takes a king to study. So they resist change. They don't want to change their routine. See, anything that doesn't change your daily routine can never affect your life positively. Something to change your routine to include daily improvement, learning. You say no. And you are resisting. When you resist change, so resistance to positive change and improvement is one of the greatest barriers to fulfilling your destiny. If I don't write it down, or not very important. Resistance to positive change and improvement is one of the greatest barriers to fulfilling your destiny. Resistance to positive change and improvement. I know you have not read one book for the last 6 months, for the last 3 months. You've not read. So I'm telling you to change. Start reading, start learning. Say no. Resistance to positive change and improvement is one of the greatest barriers to fulfilling your destiny. It's going to be difficult. I know. It's challenging. You left school. You've not carried one book and finish it. You have not been disciplined to sit and finish it. You have not sit down to create value. You're looking for what someone has created. You want to go and get a job there. No. You can do more than that. Resistance to positive change and improvement is one of the greatest barriers to fulfilling your destiny. That resistance, hungry. That be the point where people they get. So they don't understand that change is inevitable. Right now, not. Resistance to positive change and improvement is one of the greatest barriers to fulfilling your destiny. Full stop. Change is inevitable. Change is, so there are two ways we change, either by improvement or by evolution. So whether you like it or not, you are changing already. Two ways to change. All of us change in two ways, all of us, either by evolution or something like that.